in. Yeah, I'm free now. See now. Society's time me release now. Crazy. I'm finna go see now. Big style. Big deal. 5 million water, that's a big one. 6 mil. Coach came to me like I'm D1. Like Will. Got 17 hours to the flight out. Only got time for a night out. So tell me what you want from me. We ain't getting no younger. So tell me what you want from me. We ain't got too long, no. You know I gotta catch my flight. You know I gotta reach new heights again. You know we run it up at night. You know I only get one life for this. The night, hell of a night. The night,
In a city of spectacle and grandeur, the biggest show in town right now is right here, Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas.
Logan Cook to kick off for the Jaguars.
Ball teed up, Logan Cook out for the kick. And away we go at Allegiant Stadium. And this will be a touchback, so we're going to need our first snap to see the first action of this game.
That's how Rough Riders roll. Stop, drop, shut them down, open up shop. Oh, no, that's how Rough Riders.
So their offense out now to get this game started. It's 1st and 10. Straight to the air they go. Connection made to Raheem Mostert. And he'll get it out to the 34 before he's tracked down. The stop made that time by the rookie from Florida State.
Every once in a while, it's fine to be conservative on first down, especially when you get enough to stay on schedule and get a little something coming out of it, too.
2nd and 6 coming up here.
Set. Ready.
From the 34. He'll get this to Tucker. And he takes it just inside the 40, down to the 39. It's a gain of 27 yards to move the chains. First down now, ball at the 39-yard line.
Come on. Set. Hut.
Throwing here, Ritter. Lays out, what a catch! He finds him 16 yards and a new set of downs.
You know what I like about that, Kate? I like that they're not coming out slow. They're willing to go with some looks here that will yield big yardage down the field instead of just settling for dinking and dunking the ball.
18, Pioneer. Set up.
He'll throw it yet again. He'll dump this one off to his running back, complete. And he's going to be taken down near the 8-yard line. That one goes for 15, and now they're going to have 1st and goal.
Year after year, the best offenses are multifaceted. It's not just the receivers or the tight ends that can make plays through the air. When you get running backs that can attack the middle of the field like that, man, is it difficult on the defense.
This throw is caught. He has the touchdown. And now the Raiders are going to go for 2.
19 Tiger. Here we go.
They motion Tucker over left.
Let go.
And that's brought in for 2, Brock. That's going to put him up 8-0.
That makes the score Raiders 8, Jaguars 0.
The Raiders kicking team is out there, and they'll boot this away. And he opts not to bring this one out, so they're going to enjoy some good starting field position from the 30.
At their own 30-yard line.
They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10.
Rip 23. Sink right. Hey, kill! Gold! Silver!
Lawrence starting with a throw. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And the big play drives them backwards. Second down coming up.
First couple snaps, first drive of a game, it's all about who can land that opening punch. Gain that first advantage in a game-long back and forth. Well, that opening punch was a solid cross, maybe even an uppercut that caught him right on the jaw and sets an immediate tone for this defense.
That is caught by Brian Thomas Jr. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. They pick up 20 yards there. And that'll be good for a Jacksonville first down.
Ready?
New set of downs for him from the 46.
Hey, lion! Here we go,
First and 10, it's Lawrence. It was there, but he couldn't hang on. That's incomplete.
You know, the goal on a lot of these short throws is to simply let the receiver create some yards after the catch, that yak. Well, I think he was thinking about the yak before he actually secured the catch.
Lawrence trying again on second. That one's caught along the left sideline. And he'll be out of bounds just a yard or two short of that 25. They get 27 on the play. And that's a Jaguar first down.
Hey, 11. Red.
Sticking in the air with Lawrence. Escapes the pocket. And he slides down with enough to pick up that first. The big play nets him 17 yards. And that'll be good for a Jacksonville first down.
Go. 11. Here goes
Working inside the red zone. And this time they're going to get there, and they drop him. And the big play drives them backwards. Second down coming up.
Well, now this is certainly going to make second and goal considerably more difficult. He could have gotten rid of it to avoid the big loss. But give some credit here to the defense as well. That pressure was suffocating. It's going to make it a more difficult now second and goal situation.
13, Lou!
After the sack, another pass on second down. And this is incomplete. Could have been a touchdown, but all it is now is a third down.
Oh, that is going to haunt him. A drop touchdown in the end zone. We'll see how good his mental toughness is, if he can move past it quickly and make an impact for them later.
Gun. Silver.
Here he is on third and long. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And the defense comes through. That's going to back him up and bring up fourth down.
For the Jaguars field goal. A 37-yard attempt.
The kick by Shudak is good. And that gets them back within 5.
That's the type of long, sustained drive that takes some of the starch out of your opponent. The only negative is that the kicking team was out there for a field goal and not an extra point. But they do come away with 3.
So new kickoff rules. This is going to come out to the 30, not the 25 on the touchback.
They're on the 30-yard line.
They're out and set. First and 10.
Set. 60 Bobcat. Ready.
Now Ritter. Escapes his grasp. He'll go all the way across the field here. Deep right. That's complete inside the 35. It's a huge pickup on the play. And that's good for Raiders first.
You know, Kay, we often talk about flipping the field in special teams, right? A kick return, a good punt. Well, an explosive play like that does the exact same thing. Look at the difference in field position. By hitting on that shot, you've totally flipped the field and the tone of this drive.
Chased out to his right. That's taken in nicely by Brock Bowers. And he gets this down to the 13-yard line. They'll move the chains after that pickup of 12.
I love throwing on first down. And when you see a first down pass just like that, it's taking advantage of a matchup you plan for, and you go out and execute.
Go! Ready?
From the red zone now. Has it in close. And in for the touchdown. Daniel Carlson on for the PAT. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Raiders push the lead up to 12.
15. Jaguars 3.
The Raiders kicking team is out there, and they'll boot this away. And he opts not to bring this one out, so they're going to enjoy some good starting field position from the 30.
At their own 30-yard line.
Drive starts out with a first and 10.
Hey, run! Here we go, hot.
From the shotgun, Lawrence. Connection made, Travis Etienne. And he's going to be brought down at the 42. It's a gain of 12 there. And that's a Jaguar first down.
First down,
30 left.
Jacksonville.
Hey, go, gold! Gold, gold! Here we go, hot.
Now Lawrence on the play fake. They'll just throw it away, but here comes the flag. There was nobody in the neighborhood of that one. No one in the area. He was still in the pocket. Seems like a pretty cut and dry intentional grounding to me.
Seems like you want to be an official someday, Kate.
Maybe, maybe.
Yeah, because you nailed that one.
He's on the move. Gets out of harm's way after stringing together some nice yards on that run.
You know, Kate, back in the day, we had a slip and slide at practice for moments just like that. Actually practicing how to slide and get out of harm's way. Nice gain on the play, and denied that defense yet another chance to take a shot on him.
Pass him on the quick hitter. And he's going to get this up to the 45 before he's brought down.
A gain of 6 yards.
Here we go,
play.
Here we go on fourth, Lawrence. He's got it to his running back. And they make the tackle at the 38. One of their best play calls of this game, Brock. Nets him 17 yards on fourth down and gets them the first.
First down.
Oh, I love fourth downs. It just brings out the very best, and you get to see how you handle the most pressure, and it turns out, well, they handled it pretty darn well, and now they'll keep pushing.
And he has enough room to gain about 4.
That is just a good, solid run right there. I know, that's pretty basic commentary, but sometimes football can be basic. It keeps you on schedule. That kind of yards per carry, and you move with sticks.
Second and 6 coming up here.
11 Agex. Hey, lion. 30 left.
Lawrence working from the gun. Buys time, rolling right. Ooh, look at this. Here he goes. That play goes for 8 yards, and it keeps this drive moving.
An 8-yard pickup.
Well, these top-tier offense. Back for the second quarter. It's Jaguar football.
Right, let's go.
They're looking at yet another first and 10 on this drive.
Red.
Out of the gun, Lawrence. He gets this one to Strange. They rip off a big chunk of field, and it sets him up with first and goal.
From a great throw to a nice route and catch to moving the chains, there wasn't a whole lot not to like about that amazing play.
4 downs now to get in. Here's first and goal.
11 Agex. Here goes the hot.
Etienne will not get past the line. He's held up at the 4.
This is one of those plays that I wish we had the huddle mic'd up, Kate, because I can assure you that offensive line in their own way is telling that running back, sorry, we did not give you any chance.
Backed up to the 4-yard line now. It's second and goal.
24. Silver.
Here's an option play to the left. And he's in for the touchdown.
On the keeper.
The Jaguars make it a one-score game in the first half. Trevor Lawrence with the touchdown. Little able to connect on the point after.
Makes the score
And the Jaguars trim the deficit
15.
down to 5.
Jaguars 10.
So after making this a 5-point ball game, they kick it off. So new kickoff rules. This is going to come out to the 30, not the 25 on the touchback. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10.
Here we go, here we go.
Back to throw now. It's Ritter. Brought in right side. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs.
This running back is a mismatch maker. That's how I label him on my little sheet right here. Right under his bio, this guy just creates matchup nightmares for every defender on the field.
This finds Mostert. And they're going to haul him down just shy of the 40. The end result there, 15 yards and a first.
That is what elite offenses are all about. Why worry about 3 downs when you need only 1? Move the chains in one play and keep driving that defense backwards.
That's into the hands of Mostert. Give him 11 yards, Brock, and a fresh set of downs.
You know, it sure seems like he knew exactly where he was going with that before the snap. That's a pre-snap decision that led to a post-snap first down.
1st and 10 now from the 30.
79 Bronco. Go.
Throwing from the gun. And for the first time, one of his throws doesn't find a home. It's incomplete, but boy, what a streak he had to begin this game.
That just goes to show you can't take any completion for granted, even on some of the shortest passes in the game plan.
So after the incompletion, here comes the 2nd down call.
Set. Ready, ready.
He'll throw it yet again. Throw left side, complete. And he will take this in. Touchdown. The Raiders hold an 11-point advantage. Carlson to tack on the extra point.
Carlson on for the point after.
The point after splits the uprights. And the Raiders push the lead up to 12.
Raiders 22. Jaguars 10.
The Raiders kicking team is out there, and they'll boot this away. So new kickoff rules. This is going to come out to the 30, not the 25 on the touchback.
At their own 30-yard line.
And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10.
On red. Here we go. Hey, Jupiter. Here we go.
Here's ETN to begin the drive. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
Max Crosby on the
Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
Here we go.
2nd and 12 behind the sticks. Fits it through the middle. And he's going to get stopped right around the 45-yard line. That's going to pick up the first down after a gain of 26.
I may love watching a great thrower, but I love watching a well-done route too, Kate. Make that guy think you're trying to stack him only to drop your hips and cut right inside. Some good work to help reset those chains.
And this time they're going to get there, and they drop him. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
Kate, you give him much of the credit for this early lead. Heck, give every player in that defense now their 4th sack of this game credit. Because that ambush on the quarterback, a big reason why they're in control of this game.
11. Easy. Read a 24. Read a 54. It's hot.
Trying again following the sack. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. Got the one-on-one they wanted, Brock, on that slant, but just not enough to get the completion.
Yeah, you got to create separation. We all love the slant route. It could be super effective, but you got to beat press. You got to beat jam. You got to beat off man, and you got to create separation so there's not that bang-bang impact to knock the ball loose like that.
Here we go, son.
Third and long for him here. He throws a bullet down the right sideline. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. It arrived as the ball did to break things up. And that brings up 4th and long.
Yeah, that's one that's going to haunt him. There's just no question about it. A drop touchdown in the end zone. Now comes the mental toughness part of it. You got to flush that play quickly so you can make an impact later.
Going on 4th, here's Lawrence. And it falls incomplete. And a surprising 4th down call does not yield a first. This doesn't get there. It's a turnover on downs. Football on that 47-yard line, first down.
19 tight. Come on. Set. 60 Maverick. 60 Maverick. Hut.
Throwing here, Ritter. He puts some power on a deep one left. Wow, his first real mistake. That's intercepted. Darnell Savage with a pick. And the Jaguars see their return stop just a little bit short of their own 30. Well, I know I don't need to tell you, partner, but if you're going to try to get aggressive, really push a throw downfield like that, you have to be smart about how you do it.
Yeah, that is spot on, Kate. If you've got to find that spot when you know the coverage won't be able to hold up, especially as you go 20, 30, 40 yards down the field. Hey, listen, these defenders in the league today, you throw a ball deep down the field like that, it turns into a 50-50 ball. More times than not, they can make a play and take it away, just as they did.
Lays out left side and gets it. It goes as a gain of 19 yards. And that'll be good for a Jacksonville first down.
All right, let's go. Think right, open. Here we go, son.
Now it's Lawrence. Falls to the ground out left, incomplete. Looking for his wide receiver there. And it's going to be second down.
Well, you certainly want those throws to be automatic. Every team, if you're going to be efficient, you got to hit those passes in the short to intermediate zone to effectively move the ball in this league.
30 left. Silver.
Lawrence trying again on second. On the move, headed right. He's corralled after a modest 4-yard gain. Brought down by Christian Wilkins.
He made something out of that play for them. Everyone's so concerned with defending the pass, they didn't quite keep tabs on what he was doing as a QB, and it gave him just enough room to run.
He has the first over the middle. And he'll be brought down here at the 23-yard line. He picks up 28 on the play. And that's a Jaguar first down.
11. On red. Here we go, son.
From the gun, ETN gets it. And he's just spinning his wheels, man, this entire first half. They drop him behind the line.
I know from the position of the quarterback, Kate, sometimes you hand that ball, you put it in the belly of the running back, and you send him right into the teeth of a buzzsaw. You can feel it from the jump, and that call from the defense, well, it came at the perfect time.
Gold. Silver.
Lawrence to throw it. And he scores. It's a Jacksonville touchdown. The Jaguars pick it off and get points on the ensuing drive. Little tacks on the extra point. And the Jaguars trim the deficit down to 5.
Jaguars 17.
So after making this a 5-point ball game, they kick it off. So new kickoff rules. This is going to come out to the 30, not the 25 on the touchback.
At their own 30-yard line.
Okay, ready?
They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10.
Ready? Get up.
Interception last drive doesn't deter them. They're going right back to the air. He's loaded another. That's grabbed inside the 30. They rip off a huge chunk of field as the downs reset.
The analytics are pretty clear. It's hard to move the ball in this league with short little dinks and dunks. You've got to get the explosive jump. You got to get the big play, and that throw to the outside, that gets the job done.
So the big play has him well into enemy territory and field goal range. They're inside the 30.
7 Pirates! 7 Pirates!
Here's Ritter. Finds him over the middle. And they get this down to the 10-yard line before going down. It's a gain of 19 on the play. And that's a Vegas first down.
First and 10 at the 10-yard line.
Set, go!
From the red zone now. This throw is caught. And not quite a touchdown, but he's down to the 4 before going out.
That is the epitome of staying on schedule. That kind of completion right there on first down. Well, it opens up the entirety of the playbook for second down. And with third and short in your back pocket, you can get even more aggressive and take that shot.
Hey, smash!
Putting a receiver in motion.
Cub 19! 70 Ranger! 70 Ranger! Ready?
Ritter to throw. And look at the footwork there. Touchdown! The Raiders will add to their lead at the end of the half. Well, they definitely wanted to get that one out quick, Brock. They did just that, and it ends in 6.
We hear it all the time, but it is so true, Kate. This is a game about matchups. And when you see a throw that quick, it really was determined pre-snap. It was great design and tremendous execution.
And the Raiders line up again to go for 2.
The Raiders will line up for the 2-point
19 Lion!
conversion.
18 Pioneer! Ready?
He's throwing for it! Rolling left, buying some time. And he'll get into the end zone. Their lead now up to 13 points.
Raiders 30, Jaguars 17.
The Raiders kicking team is out there, and they'll boot this away. So new kickoff rules. This is going to come out to the 30, not the 25 on the touchback.
30-yard line.
They've got blackjack on the clock. Not a ton of time to use before halftime.
Gold, gold! 30 left! 11. Go, gold. It's hot.
First down throw, Lawrence. He lets one fly deep downfield. Wanted to get it to Thomas, but it's intercepted. And the Raiders get the football back with minimal time to go in our half.
I know he started to play as a defender, but gosh, he looked good, didn't he? Running it back, he looked like a receiver navigating on that return. The way he saw the field, evaded obstacles, and he chewed up yardage in the open space. Well, it'd make those offensive coaches and teammates proud. We've seen defensive players get touches on occasion, and I think he just gave himself maybe a look on that side of the ball down the road.
A good starting spot for the Raiders as they come up 1st and 10. Back to throw it. He puts some air under a deep throw to the left. And this falls incomplete with just 2 seconds remaining.
You know, that was almost a nice chunk play before he was able to recover and provide the hit that dislodges the football. You like to see that physical edge and scrappiness to contest any kind of shot plays deep.
He's trying to go deep again. Brought in. He's finally caught, and he lost the football. Oh, no, it's out. But I believe a Raider covered that one, so they'll luckily hang on to possession.
Jaguars 17.
Back from the break, I'm Kate Scott, joined by Brock Heward, and we are just moments away from the beginning of our second half. The Raiders kicking team is out there, and they'll boot this away. And we'll have to wait at least a few moments longer for an exciting start to this second half. We've got a touchback. 1st and 10 now from the 30.
Red on red.
Now a give to ETN running right. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot.
Offensive coordinators tell us all the time, big runs only happen with coordinated efforts. Great block in the spring of guys hitting blocks downfield and a back who can show off his wheels.
Heavy. Rip, 23.
First down, and they go right back to him. He's able to drive that pile about a yard. Brought down by Christian Wilkins. Just a gain of 1, and that brings up 2nd and 9.
You know, not a ton of yards, but still showing that commitment to the ground game. The type of run that keeps the defense from loading up in coverage and focusing entirely on that passing game.
Escapes out to the left. Now he takes it. They get to him, and he loses the football. It's out! And this is going to be a turnover. The defense forces the big play. Well, he was fighting off defenders, trying for the extra yards. You understand it, but might have been what cost him and opened the door for that fumble.
Okay, you and I both know this game has changed so much in our lifetimes. It's evolved in so many different ways. But I promise you, you can go back to the 60s, the 70s, and many of these fumbles occur just like that. You break one tackle, you let up just a little bit, and that next guy comes home and delivers the devastating blow.
Ooh, he got hit as he was throwing, and unsurprisingly, it falls incomplete. 2nd down coming up. No luck finding his receiver that time. So that brings up 2nd down.
Here we go, 18 Rattler. Buffalo 18. Ready?
Ritter setting up to throw. Throw came out right as the defense got to him. That's an incomplete pass.
You need to buy your receivers enough time to get open along their route, and your quarterback enough time to find and hit them with the throw. When the line doesn't hold up, incompletions follow.
Last pass unsuccessful, and they have 3rd down here.
Let's go now. 19 tight. Hunt.
Back now, pressure on its way. Oh, it put some heat on this deep ball, left side. Yeah, and this one is dropped and incomplete. He had the pick in his hands, couldn't hang on. It's going to be 4th down.
Incomplete.
Whew, very fortunate that didn't go as a turnover. And now they're staring at 4th and long.
Sixty Maverick. Shut up.
They're going for this. He's trying another one deep. And that one's going to be knocked away, and that's going to force... possession. And a surprising 4th down call does not yield a first. This doesn't get there. It's a turnover on downs.
The quarterback's so worried about challenging the DBs in coverage, he didn't keep an eye on the lineman in front of him. He threw it right towards them, and it was easy to get a pop and swat away a potential 1st down.
And the defender comes away with it. Jeremy Chin has got it. And the Raiders are going to take over after the interception.
Red zone defense, it is a part of the practice week at least twice, Thursdays, Fridays, even tuning it up on Saturdays, because it's all about protecting in the red zone. And not only protecting points, but taking the ball away, that is a gold star effort by the defense.
Throwing from near his own goal line. He's looking deep once again. They connect on the deep shot. And a huge run comes to an end as he heads out of bounds. Wow. One of the game's biggest plays right there as they get the markers reset. Now, so much for seeing a safety, Brock. Things have totally changed now on 1st and 10 across midfield.
Dragon 60. Check go.
Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. And they get there to touch him down, Brock, but a big gain on that play.
It's a gain of 22 yards. That's another Raiders first down.
They'll come up 1st and 10.
At the 20-yard line.
Come on.
Working inside the red zone. Completed to his running back. And he's going to be taken down near the 8-yard line. It's a real solid pickup, 12 yards, and it rewards him with a first and goal.
60 Bison, 60 Bison. Ready?
Now Ritter. Forced out to his right. And he just hucks this one away. Wasn't going to risk a throw or force something. It brings up second down.
Look at the coverage on that play, Kate. I love that. That is textbook defense right there. When the quarterback escapes the pocket, man, you got to find somebody. You got to go get sticky on your offensive guy. It's exactly what the secondary did, and it forces a throwaway.
And he drives this forward to the 6.
You know, Kate, over the years, I have heard defensive coordinators say, hey, you got to earn the right to rush the passer. You got to earn the right for me to call blitzes. And when you call a blitz and you don't get home and you don't hit the quarterback, you've earned nothing.
Here we go, set. Cup 19, Cup 19. 70 Ranger, 70 Ranger. Ready?
From the gun on third down. Escapes the pocket. Has it in close. And this one's stopped at the 3-yard line.
Hustle. Warriors, 70.
Offense up to the line fast.
19 Lion. Ready?
Back to throw now, it's Ritter. Flush down out to his left. And this will be a Las Vegas touchdown! The Raiders parlay the interception into points. Man, Brock, that defense held up 3 straight plays. They just couldn't come up with the one final stop they needed to get off the field.
And how about this offense? Courage of the offense to run it back for one more snap and make the adjustments on 4th and goal to finally punch it in. Quite the mini little chess match we just saw play out over those last 4 plays.
And he is in for the score. We may not see them kick ever again, partner. They're now 3 for 3 on 2-point tries today. And he opts not to bring this one out, so they're going to enjoy some good starting field position from the 30.
At their own 30-yard line.
Okay, break.
They're out and set. First and 10.
Easy. 11. Red.
Trying to shake off the interception. He's looking to throw. That's Thomas. He's got it. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. It's a 31-yard play. And that'll be good for a Jacksonville first down.
Let's go.
Lawrence working from the gun. Throwing all the way to the end zone here. And he scores. It's a Jacksonville touchdown. The Jaguars shrinking the lead some in the 3rd. Brian Thomas Jr., the touchdown. Little able to connect on the point after. And the Jaguars get it back to a 14-point game.
Jaguars 24. Logan Cook to kick off.
On now is Cook to kick this away. So new kickoff rules. This is going to come out to the 30, not the 25 on the touchback.
Their own 30-yard line.
On the jump.
Drive starts out with a first and 10.
Pioneer. Let's go.
Ritter looking to throw. That's into the hands of Mostert. He'll have him gain about a handful there. Tyson Campbell, the man on that tackle.
Well, that's a pretty similar result to a first down run play. Moves it forward, keeps you on schedule, and makes 2nd and 3rd down a whole lot easier to manage.
He fires one deep down the left sideline. He's got it. Oh, what body control to stay in and get the 2 feet down. They rip off a huge chunk of field as the downs reset.
One thing we don't have in football is we don't have that radar gun. But if we did, Kate, this is the kind of throw, when you throw it that deep outside the numbers, that requires a serious fastball, serious arm strength, and he just showed it off.
Ritter. Chased out to his right. He's on the move. That's a pickup of 17 yards, partner, and it makes it 1st and goal.
Well, I think he was looking for that running lane and that running room from the very start right there, partner. Even as he worked through his progression initially, he was waiting for space to open, and then he takes advantage with his legs.
This offense in position now. It's 1st and goal.
Let's go now.
Throwing here, Ritter. He just got rid of it, Brock, but he was still in that tackle box. This is going to draw the flag. Well, I've always wanted to ask this, and this feels like the perfect moment, Brock. Is there ever a time where a quarterback feels intentional grounding is actually worth it?
No. I don't think so. Not for your team, not for your play caller, not for your coach, not for the game situation. There really isn't a time. You've got to find an outlet, somewhere to throw.
This has been a trend, yet another interception. That's Jordan Lewis. And the Jaguars get the football as he makes his 3rd interception of this season.
Well, that's now 2, Kate, that they've gotten him for picks in this game, and he's got to be careful, right? You've got to protect the football. It is the greatest treasure you have as an offense, and this defense, well, they've got 2 in their pocket, and you know they're going to be going after number 3.
Hey.
Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10.
Rig alert. 13, Lou. Hey, I'm gun. Silver.
Out of the gun, Lawrence. He's on the move. Catch is made down the right sideline. That's an 11-yard pickup, and it gives them the 1st down.
13, Lou. Lisa, 24. Think right open. 11, Ag X. Here we go,
From the shotgun, Lawrence. Well, the pressure nearly got to him, but still a good play defensively as that one falls incomplete.
You know, when we were growing up in the backyard, we call them alligators. 1 alligator, 2 alligator, 3 alligator. He needed another alligator in order to get that ball off. Credit the defense for forcing the incompletion.
Taking a deep shot here. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete.
Well, that was almost one of those nice chunk plays you like to see in the NFL, Kate, before he was able to recover and provide the hit and ultimately dislodge the football. You like to see that physical edge and scrappiness to contest any kind of shot plays down the field.
Complete beyond the marker. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. From the 44-yard line now, 1st and 10.
All right, here we go. Done. Hey, gold. Silver.
Inside handoff goes to Etienne. And he takes a shot near the marker, but it looks like he still has enough for that 1st down.
Kate, don't think for a second this is time you step off the gas. You can feel this defense, right? They're on their heels. And now's the best chance to go push the envelope and get aggressive.
Gold.
They send the tight end in motion.
It's hot.
1st and 10, it's Lawrence. That's caught, he found some space. And they're gonna take this in for the Jacksonville touchdown. The Jaguars now within 1 score in the 4th. On is Little for the extra point. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Jaguars chop the lead in half. It's down to 7.
Jaguars 31. Logan Cook.
And just like that, we're back to a 1-possession ball game as the kickoff is away. So new kickoff rules. This is going to come out to the 30, not the 25 on the touchback. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Interception last drive doesn't deter them. They're going right back to the air. He's going to keep it this time. And he'll get it up near the 38-yard line before going down.
You know, Kate, they always say that QB clock, you know what it's more like? It's more like an alarm, especially in a situation like that. And it's a good thing you woke up to it, able to make something out of nothing and at least keep them moving forward.
From the 38. That's taken in by Tucker. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
I'm sure Coach, the play caller, doesn't mind making the job a little bit easier. You know, play calling's a lot simpler and easier when you count on the offense to move the chains on those early downs.
Come on, set. Ready.
Now they'll throw out of the gun. And he's going to be taken down after a long time back there. Coverage sack through and through. And the big play drives them backwards. Second down coming up.
You're just not going to win many games in this league when you can't generate a pass rush until the fourth quarter. You needed to feel the impact from this defense earlier and more often in this game. The lack thereof, well, it's a big part of what's put them playing from behind in the final stanza of this one.
That one's cut along the left sideline. That goes as a gain of 25 yards and picks up the first.
You know, Kate, you'll find teams go to this crossing route concept sometimes a dozen times a game. A lot of times it's for shorter yardage, and sometimes things break in the right coverage for a much bigger impact play, just like that.
Hot.
Here's Ritter. Escapes the pocket. And he's just going to get rid of this one. Smart move there. When you saw the field, it's going to be second down.
You hear so many programs all around the league talk about it's all about the ball. It's all about the ball. Well, discretion, the better part of valor in a lot of cases. And right there, he understood it's all about the ball, and I'm not going to risk a turnover wisely, throwing it away.
He sends this one to the end zone. He's got it deep downfield. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown. The Raiders go up by 2 scores, 13 points in the fourth. Brock Bowers, the touchdown. His second scoring catch of the game. Point after from Carlson is up and good. And the Raiders double their lead to 14.
Raiders 45, Jaguars 31.
The Raiders kicking team is out there, and they'll boot this away. So new kickoff rules. This is going to come out to the 30, not the 25 on the touchback.
At their own 30-yard line.
They'll get this drive started. First and 10.
Rip, 23. Hey, kill. Go. Here we go,
Shotgun snap, looking to throw. He finds Aguilar. And he made a bid for midfield there, but stopped on his own side at the 49. A dose of the hurry-up offense here. On first and 10, here's Lawrence. Nowhere to go with it, so he just throws it away.
This is why we hear about closing speed so often when you evaluate players. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released and alter that throw.
Go.
They bring Thomas in motion.
Red.
Second and 10. Here's Lawrence. An all-around tough play for him. He took a shot on the release, and it definitely affected the throw. It's incomplete.
Well, that's one you chalk up to the pressure earning that incompletion. They came in before he could find a target, hit him, altered that last-second attempt to get rid of it.
13, loop. Go, let's go.
Throwing is Lawrence on third down. And that's incomplete. He's going to wish he hung on to that pick there, but it's still going to bring up fourth down.
Hey, Kate, you feeling lucky? Well, the quarterback is, because he just dodged a major turnover. That was an easy pick that was simply dropped.
And that one's going to be knocked away, and that's going to force a change in possession. So the defense rises to the challenge and gives the ball back to their offense. First and 10 from a yard shy of midfield.
Set. Panther
Ritter to throw. He's throwing deep to the left side. This is caught inside the 15. And they make the stop as that player reaches the 14-yard line. It's a massive 35-yard pickup. First down.
First and 10 at the
Let's go.
14-yard line.
Seven Pirates. Seven Pirates. Say, hey. Ready.
From the red zone now. Looking touchdown, but can't connect. Took his shot at 6 that time. And now it's second down. Tough to blame him for that drop, Rock. Even if it would have been a touchdown, that was a great effort defensively, timing that hit, keeping them from hitting the end zone.
Reaction and burst. You get in the red zone defensively, you'll hear it all the time. You cannot wait. You've got to react.
He intercepts it. That is exactly what they needed.
The second down.
You know, Kate, one of the tenets of the West Coast system that I was fortunate to play in, touchdown to check down. Touchdown to check down. You get in the red zone, it's touchdown to check down. You can't put the ball in harm's way. That's a brilliant job by the defense with their coverage, baiting the quarterback into the throw. But you got to sail that one into the stands. Touchdown or check down. You can't possibly give an interception in that situation.
Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And the big play drives them backwards. Second down coming up.
Hey, Kate, I think we know that the quarterback's a demanding position because not only do you have to have a clock in your head, but you've got to have a spatial awareness of where you are on the field. And once you start retreating, going backward and backward and backward, you got to just fling the ball in the stands. Otherwise, well, you take a huge negative sack like that.
And he's going to get this up to the 26 before being taken down.
A gain of 17. But it brings up third down.
Here we go, sir, huh?
Third down, Lawrence to throw. He lobs it up, left sideline. Look, big shot is hauled in. Feet are in bounds. Oh, what a play! We're down to the 2-minute warning here in Vegas.
Great job.
Jaguars, 14 points back.
Sink right. Silver.
First down throw, Lawrence. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And the big play drives them backwards. Second down coming up.
Hey, gun. Hey, run. Hey, kill. It's hot.
Trying again, following the sack. And he's in trouble and gets brought down again.
Let's go. We're good.
Jags working fast here, trying to get back to the line.
11.
And it's third down.
Go.
Third and
They put a receiver in motion right.
Here we go, sir, huh?
Looking to throw it. Has it down close. Touchdown, Jacksonville.
Touchdown, Jacksonville.
On his Little for the extra point.
For the extra point.
Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Jaguars chop the lead in half. It's down to 7.
Jaguars 38. Logan Cook.
And just like that, we're back to a one-possession ball game as the kickoff is away. So new kickoff rules. This is going to come out to the 30, not the 25 on the touchback. They're out and set. First and 10.
Come 19. Here we go.
Oh, look at this. He's setting up to throw. This ball's cut by Bowers. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down.
Kate, I've probably seen a million balls thrown in my life, and maybe even more. From the time I was in high school all the way here to the pros, and over all these decades of watching guys throw it, and I'll tell you what, I never get tired of watching a laser like that.
A give to Mostert out of the gun. And he gets leveled just before he reaches the marker, and that hit prevents a first down. A timeout taken by Jacksonville. It's second. Let's see what they want to do here, partner. It's second and inches.
Shut up.
Going right back to Mostert. Gets to space right side. And he's going to have this all the way down to the 4. They get 19, and now they're going to have first and goal.
That's good for Las Vegas.
Wow, they're going to pass it here. Buys time, rolling right. And he just gets rid of it. Knew he had a couple of plays left. Didn't want to take a risk there on first down.
He did exactly what he was supposed to do on that play. Felt the pressure and escapes the pocket. After that, it's on somebody downfield to get open and give him a target. No one did, and he simply has to get rid of it.
Warrior 70. Go.
He'll look to throw it. And that is the catch that should end this game and seal this win. Touchdown. Now that one might not sit so well with everybody down on the field. Heck, maybe some of his own guys too, but he had a chance at a touchdown as time expired, Brock, and it was just too much for him to resist.
Yeah, it probably will ruffle some of the older school feathers down on